going on? So it's Sunday, June the 12th, 2022. I just left the W-2 to pick up my car. We left right from my job to go on vacation. So we came back through there and picked up my car, and we're on the way home. So this is going to be a special video. I did an interview with Fast Facts with Robert Reese. And one of the things that came up on that interview was, why do I even make these videos? So we're going to go through that story real quick, as fast as I can, but this will probably be a longer video. So let's just get right to it. I was part of the corporate world. I was a terminal manager with a trucking company here in St. Louis for a big corporation. And anybody who's been in that corporate world, here's how it works. They want everything you got. Your blood, your sweat, your tears, all the time with your family they can get, the whole 9 yards. And then after they get all that, you know what they want? Just a little bit more. So after you start with them, you prove to them how good you are. They give you a fair amount of money, and then they give you just enough money every year, so it's really hard to quit. But you know what they do in the middle of all that? And I've seen this happen many times. They give you a little more work. Every so often. Oh, we're going to start doing this now. Oh, we're going to start doing this now. Oh, we're going to start doing this now. And, and they give you very little support, because they're paying you that fair amount of money. You know what I mean? And people that have been in the corporate world know exactly what I'm talking about. And they really think that you owe them your life. And like when I did quit that job, they were hurt. Their feelings were hurt. Like, how dare you quit? But I was part of that whole great resignation thing. Why? Why would I do that? Well, I'll give you some examples. Just this weekend, I was on vacation. We were talking about going to Vegas. And one of the things that came up was me sitting in a hotel room while everybody else is having fun in Vegas, and I'm at my computer working, because that's the way it was, baby. I was giving my mom's eulogy at her funeral, and my phone is vibrating in my pocket because I'm getting work calls. They knew where I was, and they were still calling me. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. They scheduled a whole big software change. Well, the last time I was in Vegas, and really that was the last straw, they kept calling me. They kept emailing me. They kept texting me. And at the same time, my wife, her mom had a stroke. Some of our grandchildren had come to live with us. She had stopped working. So I had already been exploring ways to make more money. I tried Uber and Lyft, and with my other work schedule being so full, it was hard to find time doing that. And I wasn't great at it. I was not great at Uber and Lyft. One reason is, you got to deal with these things that's really hard to deal with, called human beings. Boy, they're obnoxious. Oh, and we all know it. Anybody who's done Uber and Lyft know how obnoxious they can be. A lot of times they're drinking. A lot of times they're just getting off work or going to work, and really to make money in that, you got to work at night and late at night, and you got to work all those events, baseball traffic, concert traffic, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm an old man. It was really hard for me to do that. I wasn't great at it. So I took a new job. And it with the free health insurance that I got, it really was close to 6 figures a year. With all the extra benefits and stuff, it was really close. And there was a bonus involved, and they took off the week between Christmas and New Year's. Just one thing after another. I told them in the interview who I was, that safety was important to me, that compliance was important to me, that I would not compromise on that kind of stuff, but 15 minutes into my first day there, we're discussing how they run things, and what comes up in the conversation is, from me, hey man, that's illegal, right? you know what they said? A vice president of this company said, we don't care about that. I should have walked. What I should have done was turned around, walked out, and begged for my old job back. But they had already hired somebody. You know how I know that? Because eventually I did beg for my old job back. And they said, Rob, we've already hired somebody. We can't fire them to hire you. Would you be willing to relocate? No, I'm not. No, nothing like that. So I lasted out 4 months with them. They wanted me to quit. I couldn't quit. I had a family, you know. After 4 months, they finally fired me because I would not compromise my principles. And I filed for unemployment. They denied it, saying that I was insubordinate, and I totally admitted that I was. So there was a hearing. If anybody's been through the unemployment denial process, it took months. Now, I won the hearing, but I didn't get any money to December. Now, unemployment is only, even when it was double, was $600 a week, but that was just ending in August of last year, so it was going to $300. So I had to do something. I had said something to my buddy, you know, my friend John, and John told me, man, Rob, I know some people are making pretty good money doing Doordash. I said, Doordash? You gotta be kidding me. Oh, no way, man. I'm not gonna do that. No way, Jose. Delivering food? Oh, I did that in my youth. I'm not gonna do that. Well, I did that. Yeah, on a Thursday night. I had to do something. I had no income coming in. I still had a house payment. I still had 2 car payments. I still had all the other bills. So on a Thursday night, out of pure desperation, I go out and do DoorDash. Right after getting off the phone with the unemployment people, and it didn't go good. They basically told me, hey man, if you get any money, it's going to be months. Wow, what am I never had filed for unemployment. Thanks a lot. Obviously, I don't quit jobs. Obviously, I don't get fired from jobs. I've had the same job for 11 years. Obviously, if something happened, it obviously had to be some kind of situation, right? And you're just going to leave me out in the cold. Yep, we sure are. So on a Thursday night, I go out and I do DoorDash. I don't know nothing. I take every single delivery. My acceptance rate was 100%. I take every delivery. I'm not in a great area. The whole 9 yards. And I make $135 in 4 hours. And an overwhelming sense of relief came over me. Like, oh, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Because then I got on YouTube. And I listened to Pedro and a lot of other people. And they taught me, hey, don't take every delivery. Don't only take deliveries that pay $2 a mile. Hey, look for those multiple item deliveries. They usually pay more. DoorDash, you got all those hidden tips and all that. Look for deliveries that pay $6.25. You'll see hidden tips on them a lot. Hey, you can compromise your miles to money if it goes a little longer distance, because there's a lot of hidden tips in them. Then I ended up learning that there were places where there were a lot of hidden tips. The Cheesecake Factory, Total Wine and More, things like that. Better places than others. And then there's places you should totally stay away from. Popeyes and, P.F. Chang's and places like that that take 7-8 hours to get your food. Any place you got to pick up in a drive-through, don't do it, So it took a minute. At first, I only made $160 a day working full-time for DoorDash. But before you knew it, I was making $300 every single day that I worked full-time doing DoorDash. And I made $100 every time I worked part-time doing DoorDash. Now, this whole time, I'm looking for a W-2. And because of DoorDash, I made $1,976 one week doing DoorDash, $1,922 one week doing DoorDash, $1,865, $1,700 a bunch of times. Made $1,650. We're only worked 5 days. The whole time I'm going to interviews, stuff like that. Because I'm making that kind of money. Number one, it totally saved my family. Now, I never got 30 days behind on a bill, but it got close, baby. It got close. I might have got to 28 days behind, stuff like that. Not only did it save my family, I ended up thriving. I ended up catching up. I ended up going on a Caribbean cruise, all working for DoorDash. And then, yeah, if you're going to do that, you got to multi-app. You got to do Uber Eats. You got to do Grubhub. Walmart SparK. Let's get into that. This video's already getting too long. I signed up for Walmart SparK. I tried it. Even before I tried DoorDash, I tried Walmart SparK. But it was different back when I tried it. It was more store specific. You know what I mean? It wasn't really zones. And I picked the wrong store. And I did it one day and never did it again. But I was still signed up. So I would still get all their emails, all their notifications, all the things about incentives. And when we got back from the cruise in February, my car had to go into the shop. And anybody knows right now, when you put your car in the shop, they're going to keep it. So they kept it for a whole week. And then I said, well, I got to do something. And I had got a notification from SparK saying they were doing Home Depot and it was paying more. It's like, that's something I could do with my truck. So I did it with my truck one day. Now, I didn't even get a Home Depot delivery, but the deliveries I got from Walmart were just good enough that something clicked. And DoorDash, we all know, was starting to decline. This was like in February. Something clicked. Wait. Man, I don't know. I didn't have the greatest first day, but yeah, those deliveries were paying $20 and $30 a shot. Well, I was at least going to leave. I was going to go from 3 apps to 4 apps for sure. The next day, I had my car. I got my car back. And then, you know how you get all the .coms right at 5 o'clock? Well, I thought that's all they had. So I did it all day long one day, and then and then when the .coms came off, I went to DoorDash. And then the next day, it was just one of those days where they just kept me busy all day. And I only did about 10 or 11 deliveries in a day. And made about 3 something. And I'm like, oh my. And you know how when you're new, boy, they give you some incentives. So for a long time I ran 4 apps. Well, not a long time. A short time I did 4 apps. And then I did just DoorDash and Walmart. And then eventually I just did Walmart. I'm still making $300 every single day I work full time. When I did end up taking a job. I was another truck company in St. Louis. What I ended up doing is not taking a terminal manager job where I'm responsible for absolutely everything. I'm just a planner. And it's not that much less money. And right now I'm working 5 days a week because I'm a team player. Somebody else quit. So I'm working an extra day for them. And they cut back my hours because I'm working 5 days instead of 4 days. Because I'm on a 4x4 schedule. I go back to that in August. I'm really looking forward to it. That gives me, working part-time, and then maybe working 2 out of the 4 days that I'm off. I can make close to $800 a week, and still have 2 days off. If I want to work that third day, then you're talking about $1,000 a week. Blah blah blah. Even since I've been working 5 days a week, I usually make $1,000 pretty easy. I've had weeks between the 2 jobs where I made 28, 27, 25, 24 many times. Last week, I think I made 24, something like that. This week, not the money I haven't gotten yet, but last week it was, same thing, man. 23, 24, just ungodly numbers every single week. Even this week, where I only worked 4 days part-time, you know, it's going to be about 1,800. You know, right on. So yeah, if you're in that corporate structure and they're just beating you to death, yeah, you don't have to live like that, man. If you're in a job where they're doing illegal stuff, or not only were they doing illegal stuff, it was about the most toxic place you would ever imagine. There was a guy who worked there. He was supposed to be working for me, but he didn't work for nobody because he was, you know, had an ego about the size of, 10 planets. Just like once an hour, he would get mad and yell out the F word, MF, say racial slurs, all kinds of stuff, and they just let him get away with it. Obviously the trucking part of this company, because a lot of companies, and this was working for a company, not a trucking company, so they really don't know what's really going on. So their trucking part of their operation won't be around forever. Anybody that does trucking would tell you that, you can't operate illegally in this day and age. Eventually you're just going to get caught, and the fines are unbelievably outrageous. It's not worth it. So yeah, my life today, am I working more hours? Maybe a few, but when I'm off, I'm off. This weekend, no phone calls, no emails, no texts. No, I was off. You know what I mean? I'm only responsible for one section of the whole operation, not the whole operation. And the money, here's the bottom line. To make up for the money, I got to work one full-time day with Walmart SparK to make up for the money I used to make. Now, I usually work at least one day, plus, of some part-time days or 2 days or whatever it is. Now, next week, I'm going to work just about every day, because I just left on this, I just did this vacation. Walmart SparK, Doordash was an unbelievable, saved my family. I'm always going to have a soft space in my heart for Doordash. Yeah, unbelievable. That 1976 I made with Doordash that week, that's just Doordash. Yeah, that's not true. That's all the apps. That was all the apps, not just Doordash. Yeah, if you're doing Doordash, you got to multi-app people. People who fail at Doordash, number one, never sign up for Uber Eats, never sign up for Grubhub, never sign up for Walmart SparK. At one point I said, a lot of people that do DoorDash will badmouth Walmart. I never minded the Walmart deliveries. I knew they were worth doing. Did they pay $2 a mile? Not often, but they went in a big circle. So, like when you did a DoorDash delivery that was 10 miles, you went 10 miles. When you did a Walmart delivery, you went 10 miles, you went there, and then you came back. You went that way 5 miles, you came back this way 5 miles. So it was actually at least as good or better. But some people are too stubborn to try to figure that out. All that kind of stuff. So I'm doing better than I've ever done in my life. Making more money, way less responsibility, way less stress. My quality of life is much better. And the only reason why I work so much is because I choose to. And when I do work more, guess what I get? And this is something a salaried corporate person never gets. I get more money. Even when I work an extra day at my W-2 job, I get extra money. And I've made quite a bit of money doing that. During Easter, we would get off early at the W-2, and I doubled up and made $300 at both jobs in one day. A couple of days I made $600 dollars at both. I made $300 a day at both jobs, and in 1 month I made $10 grand. Oh God! Now how much did I make last month? I might not have made 10 grand. Oh yeah, I only made 9, you know. Right on, baby. Right on. So sign up for all of them. What did I do recently? I signed up for Instacart. Now there's a wait list. I'm not signed up yet, but I'm not doing it yet, and I may never do it. But I sign up for all of them, and really watch the new ones. You know, maybe the app will all be working for hasn't started yet. Because what happens is that these startups happen because people say, I'm sick of the way it is. I'm going to do something different. That's how most companies start. This video is way too long, but yeah, this is what this channel is all about. Just getting the word out. I never would have imagined in a million years that you could make this kind of money doing what we do. And a lot of people don't want people to know. I'm not one of those people. I do want people to know. I'll share a little bit of my fortune, my small fortune, my very small fortune with you. I've been incredibly blessed my whole life, and this is just part of it. That's enough.